Hello, everyone. Welcome to HPConnects. Today we have a conversation with Lisa Frisbie. Lisa is the Director of Business Development and Marketing for the Boston chapter of AGC Massachusetts, and she's also the incoming president for the Boston chapter of the Society of Marketing Professional Services, SMPS Boston. I want to say special thanks to our sponsor today, Goggins Safety Services. They're a women-owned, highly recognized construction safety firm serving the state of Connecticut. So please do visit them at gogginsafety.com. That's GOGGIN safety.com. And with that, I would love to give it over to Lisa Frisbie.
Thank you, Anastasia and Sarah, for having me. This is terrific, great opportunity. Thank you, everybody, sharing your lunch hour with me. I'm going to share my screen. I do have some slides for some visuals. So hopefully that will, let's see if we can get that popped up.
Sarah, can we, there you go. Perfect.
I got it. Okay, you can see that. So let's get started. So first of all, I just want to tell everybody that I'm not here to sell you an association membership. Our discussion today is to be sure you're taking advantage of all the benefits your associations offer, especially now. So you can continue to bring value to your organization and build your personal competitive edge in order to further your career. So although we are seeing a pin at the end of the light of the tunnel, we're still experiencing physical restrictions, and it could be for many more months. But that doesn't mean everything around us has paused. We need to keep the momentum going. So my discussion today will certainly review the resources that are available. I think a lot of you may be surprised at what's out there, but more importantly, how you can leverage those resources. So before we get started, I'm just going to share a little bit about me for those of you that don't know me. I'm looking at the photo that we have here on this main screen, and I chuckle a little bit because this really epitomizes who I am. This was at my daughter's wedding about 3 years ago. As you can see, I'm not afraid to be the first one to jump in onto the dance floor. I had expensive shoes on, but I switched those out for my flip-flops, and I dove right in. So personality-wise, that's me. I've been the Director of Business Development and Marketing for the AGC for 5 years now. I think this is actually my anniversary this week. And I am now the incoming president for SMPS, and I couldn't be more thrilled. There's definitely a dynamic between the AGC and SMPS that's really exciting. And so I'm looking forward to bringing us all together for what will promise to be a very unique year. So with that, we'll move on.
I just wanted to remind all of our attendees to feel free to use the icons in the lower part of the Zoom. So if you want to comment, use the chat icon, or if you have a question, go ahead and type that in there. And if Lisa doesn't see it, I'll bring it to her attention. So we encourage interaction for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Before I get started here, I just want to give you an idea of what the presentation will entail. So we're going to talk a little bit about associations. More specifically, I am going to discuss obviously AGC and SMPS. But then we're going to get into, after that, after I fill you in with all that information, I'm going to tell you how you can leverage that to really support the work that you're doing now, to help you in your career, and also to help your firms. And then on a global aspect, really it's helping the industry. So that's what I'm really encouraging us all to do, is to stay engaged, to continue the support for our industry during the pandemic. So a little bit about associations. Again, I'm here to support all associations. Boston is such a great city. Massachusetts is such a great state for construction. I love to say construction in Boston is a huge industry, but it really is a small community. Collaboration has always been and will continue to be a vital aspect of what we do. And I apologize if I've missed one of the associations. Here was just a a quick look at some of the ones that came to mind. But, as far as collaboration, just this past March during WIC Week, which seems like years ago now, we enjoyed very successful partnerships with PwC, with NAWIC, the Boston Women's Workforce Council, PGTI, for efforts in supporting women in construction. AGC has collaborated locally with SMPS frequently, and on a national level, AGC of America and SMPS headquarters have worked together at the annual conference in Las Vegas, offering attendees free marketing consultations. And currently I am participating in the AGC of America BD steering committee. And we are looking to actually even further expand that relationship. Most recently, AGC collaborated with NAOP and more than 60 representatives from the business community, including public health officials and municipal leaders from across the Commonwealth, as part of the Reopening Massachusetts Advisory Board. So there's a lot going behind the scenes that you may not see, but a lot of collaboration, a lot of team efforts, really to help support our industry. So we're hoping that you see it as critical that you all stay engaged with your associations, so that when we do get back to quote unquote normal, there is something to return to. Associations, all associations play a significant role in our industry. Obviously, you choose the association that provides you and your specific sector with the benefits you need to grow. Ultimately, we are all looking to promote the economic strength of the AEC industry. So in a nutshell, our associations answer the need for social connection and community, skill development, and information gathering. So people join associations for a few reasons. The first is they join for functional reasons, but they stay for emotional reasons. Your functional reasons may include, my boss told me to, my colleague is a member and recommended it, you need learning credits, or you need to make connections. The emotional reasons to stay can be pair attractions and relationship building. I like to share this story that I think everybody knows. I have an older sister in the industry that's been in the industry for many, many years. And over the years, our family has always joked that whenever we all go anywhere as a family, whether it's an event or a vacation or a restaurant or something of that kind, she always runs into someone she knows. And of course, it's, well, how did you know that person? Oh my God, they're my best friend, one of my best friends from work. She must have 500 best friends. And we would laugh and go, oh my God, But at this point, I get it. Now I understand where she's coming from and how that has happened. Honestly, in my 5 years with AGC and SMPS, I never would have imagined the relationships I've developed with so many amazing people. So it's been really a great experience. So we're here today because, business is not as usual. Again, I'm not here to sell you a membership, but I'm again emphasizing the importance of staying engaged, especially during the pandemic. We are physically distanced, and I want to thank you, Julie Brown, because the term socially distant is really inaccurate. We're social beings. We need to stay connected socially. And as humans, we will find ways to stay connected on a social level. But the quarantine does have an effect on our mental and well-being. We may have some reactions that are very valid that may include frustration, loneliness, anger, boredom, depression, anxiety related to health and work uncertainties, and everyday life tasks. You may be facing financial constraints. We all know someone that has been furloughed or laid off or experiencing a reduction in pay. Many firms now have a spending freeze in place. So we're very sensitive and aware of those situations. I also have here time mismanagement. Working from home for many is a challenge. Personally, I struggle with distractions. I get one pop-up ad from Target and I am in a rabbit hole. So, and for those folks that are working with kids at home, God love you. I don't know how you're doing it. It's amazing. You're kind of the ninjas of virtual workforce. So it really is a very difficult challenge. So what you can do as we move forward here. So your associations can play a very positive role in addressing these challenges. Stay connected through your association networks and committees or Zoom events, or simply reach out to an individual, someone outside your firm that you can trust. I'm always happy to meet for coffee or a cocktail, you know, it could be virtually or live someday, and offer support, information, advice on how to get through this particular period that we're going through. I also know many of my SMPS colleagues and AGC colleagues would certainly do the same. So feel free to reach out. Get involved in a charitable effort through your association. Right now, many are donating program proceeds to those in need. So, you know, the list here has, you know, stay connected, do benefit finding, be kind, share something good. There is this thing called Helpers High, and it's a real thing. So when you're doing something good for someone else or making that extra effort to be kind, it does make you feel better. So again, in the situation of being stuck at home, I think we all need reasons and, you know, ways to make us feel a little bit better. This is a perfect opportunity. Also, at this, you know, during this period, you need to change your expectations. You need to set realistic goals. You know, with an association, if you can't commit to a committee, reach out and ask if there is a role that fits your capacity right now. We'd be more than happy to figure out what you can do, how you can become engaged, you know, that realistically you can do. So just let us know. And then the last bullet point is manage your news intake. Again, it's that same rabbit hole, right? We're all sitting here at our computers and we get distracted, and in the news, you can really get caught up in a lot of bad news. So just make a concerted effort to limit when and where you get your news from, and that will eliminate the stress that comes with it. So now let's get into the value that you can still receive while remaining physically distant, and it is possible. I can tell you from an association point of view, we are not sitting idly by waiting for this to subside. We are taking an aggressive, proactive approach and delivering even more benefits at this time. So look into your associations, what they're doing. Many are offering free or very low registration fees for programs and events. Some are offering deferred membership dues. Of course, there's plenty of virtual networking and tons of free website resources. Again, if you need help, reach out to any staff or board member of your association. They can point you in the right direction. So we're gonna, you know, before I get into how you can, you know, take advantage of these resources, I'm just going to give a little bit of review, specifically what AGC has to offer right now and what SMPS has to offer, just to give you an idea of, you know, what's out there. So the COVID shift, we here, you know, at AGC, you know, these are typically a lot of the benefits that we have always offered. Of course, now we have to shift our delivery. You know, some of the topics, you know, that we're presenting is different than anything we've ever done before. And really the way we're working with each other is very different from the way we've ever worked before. Personally, I mean, my calendar is packed. You know, I'm busier than I ever was when I was working out of the office. So, which is a great sign. We're all working, we're all keeping productive. So for the AGC, I'm really excited to announce that from an educational standpoint, we are launching a virtual live classroom platform for training sessions. So you'll be hearing about that soon. So for OSHA, and for other specific training programs, you'll be able to now attend in a live format. For informational sessions, we've been offering a weekly Monday forum, and we've had great help with Ken Rubenstein from Pretty Flaherty on that. And every Monday at 3 o'clock, we address topics of the week, current and relevant. I'm sorry. So this, as a member, this is your opportunity to ask anything related to employment processes, safety, whatever it is that you have concerns about during the pandemic, going back to work, a risk issue. We are covering it all. We have an email address, info@agcmass.org. If you have any questions that you want to send that, anonymously, or we may not be able to answer right away, we'll dig in and we'll get that information for you that you need, or connect you with someone that can answer those questions for you. We've also launched the Building Endurance series, and those are specific to the pandemic as well. So we're featuring industry experts on topics such as subcontractor default, insurance, and surety considerations, critical plan and returning business to scale as quickly as possible, managing COVID-19 risk in the AIA A201 contract document, and more. So as you can see, we are making that COVID shift. CSL, the construction supervisor license, there has been some pause in that, or some different approaches. I encourage you, if you need to look into that, contact Barbara Canoni or Kara Morgan at our offices, and they can fill you in on and how you can get that. And again, as I mentioned, the OSHA 10 and 30 hour and other tech programs will be relaunching very soon. From a behind the scenes aspect, our labor relations, our director of labor relations and the AGC Labor Relations Task Force work hand in hand with various unions to ensure safe work environments. So again, there's all kinds of things happening here still. It's just with a different approach. So we're working hard for you. So from SMPS, and again, I'm super excited. I've been, on the board this past year. I've been a part of SMPS for 5 years now. I love to share the story of, how I got involved with SMPS. Is that, when I, of course, I knew Aurora had involved in SMPS for most of her career, so I was aware of the association. And when I was hired at AGC, literally that week, I joined SMPS. I reached out, I joined the program committee, and it was really, really critical to the success of my role at AGC, to be honest with you. It helped me learn, everything about the industry, the AEC industry, the dynamics, the players, the topics. Everything I needed to know, I really learned very quickly through SMPS. So, for marketing and BD folks, it really is a great resource for your career. So for the COVID shift for SMPS, again, we are continuing to bring forth more educational and informational programs. We have the CPSM. You can still receive CPSM credits by attending these programs. The CPSM, I'll give you a little bit more information about that later, but that's a great program, educational program. We become certified, and actually I am working towards my CPSM right now, so got a lot on my plate, but it's terrific. The SMPS annual awards, really excited. We are going to announce very soon that we will be holding a virtual awards program. So we're very excited about that. It's going to be a very robust presentation program. We've got a lot planned for it, so keep your eye out for that. We've had a few happy hours, which are always fun. Everybody loves those. We also will be offering a few game nights coming up to the calendar. We've got a couple of really great ideas for those. It'll be fun. It'll be interactive. And again, you'll be able to spend some time with your industry peers, which is always fun. And then we are also be launching a new mentoring program. Really excited about that. Our membership committee has been working really hard on this all year long. I don't want to give it away because they have been working so hard on it, but it's just an entirely new approach to mentoring. So stay tuned on that. You'll definitely want to take a look and take advantage of that benefit. You know, we SMPS still we have the scholarships. Take advantage of that. We have the CPSM scholarship. We have a new scholarship for the for fellows. There's the fellow application scholarship. We have the Build Business scholarship, and that's valued up to $1,200. We have the New England Regional Conference scholarship and the Pinnacle scholarship. You can check the website for submission dates. Yes, these conferences, the New England conference, regional conference, has been pushed out. Build Business is still to be announced, but keep an eye out on that. And if they don't happen, you know, this summer, this fall, they will definitely be happening after the first of the year. So keep an eye out for those. You know, locally, members have access to, you know, the job board. We have a job board. We have reading resources. And of course, as a member, you receive the Marketer magazine, which is a really great resource for best practices in marketing and business development. So a lot is still going on. Your board, your committees are working really hard behind the scenes to make sure that we're delivering all the resources that you need, the information that you need, but you really need to make the effort to take advantage of those and get engaged. So on a national level,
Can I interject?
Yeah, absolutely.
It looks like we have a question.
Oh, great.
What is well, I think you'll get into this. What is an active AEC group to join and meet more industry leaders? So we talked about SMPS and AGC. I don't know, perhaps you'll mention others.
Yeah, so, you know, as I had, like I said, again, the logos at the beginning of the presentation was really just a small portion of some of the associations that you can get involved in. Again, it depends on, you know, what your role is, who you work for. You know, if you're an architect, if you're an engineer, if you're in BD or marketing, you know, that will define the committee that you join. So you have to do a little bit of research.
And HP has on our website, we have a list of AEC organizations of all different industries, union, non-union, marketer, project manager. So
absolutely. And you don't have to feel, you know, you don't have to, you know, don't join before you've done your research. And any one of our, you know, any one of us at our association will be glad to talk to you, give you more information. I mean, honestly, if someone, a prospective member came to me and said, you know, and sat down, and if it's not a right fit, I'm going to say it's not a right fit. You know, this association might be better suited for you. None of our associations want to just take your money. We want to make sure that you're, you know, a member that is really benefiting from what we provide. So, so again, yeah, reach out, ask questions. You know, what's in it for you, and we'll get there a little bit later as well about what's in it for you. But yeah, but ask those questions. AGC is a corporate membership, a little bit different from SMPS. So SMPS is an individual membership. It's $395 a year, very nominal. And AGC is based on corporate revenues. So, but I think a lot of folks don't realize that if your company is, your firm is an AGC member, all the employees are automatically an AGC member. So you can tap into everything that we offer as part of your firm membership. And again, if you're not sure how to do that, reach out to us, we'll let you know. And of course, when you're a local member, you're a national member as well. And you have access to all the national resources as well. So AGC of America, again, education, training guides. They have a discount program. They offer networking, advocacy, construction data, scholarships. They have a resource library, unbelievable resource library, national news. They also have committee opportunities. So you'd be sitting on a committee at a national level, which is pretty exciting. So just recently, as I'd mentioned, I now sit on the Business Development Steering Committee for AGC of America. We work in sharing the latest techniques and tools of business development. We follow and report on trends in the construction market and work in connecting a network of professionals invested in building better businesses. So there is an AGC Business Development Forum, and any AGC member can become a member of that forum. And that includes, right now, we have thousands of members that include project managers, C-suite execs, specialty contractors, marketing professionals, and more. So you don't just have to be in BD and marketing, but of course, if you have a special interest in BD, I highly recommend you look into it. It's another great resource for making those connections and building your network. SMPS headquarters. Their public website now offers a new pivot and focus, which are videos featuring industry experts to help you get through COVID-19. So again, they are making that COVID shift. They're also offering, they just announced this, I think I just saw it yesterday, AEC courses. These are virtual courses to enhance the marketing skills of those starting out or needing a refresher. The courses range from 60 to 75 minutes and offer CEUs. It's only running, I think, until May 31st. I don't know if they'll extend that or not. No charge. Take advantage of it. It's free. So, go onto their website and look into that. It's a great deal. One of my biggest tips for SMPS HQ is to log in. If you haven't, you should have a password, a login username and password, because when you log in, it now gives you access to the My SMPS website, which is a member-only web portal. And when you get in that, it opens up a boatload of resources. They have a marketing resource center that literally has hundreds of files, from career resources to webinars to sample documents, go, no-go forums, proposal samples, and more. So again, another free resource that you can take advantage of for being an SMPS member. So I gave you a little bit of background. I didn't go into everything. I just don't want to, bore you with, all the benefits. But as you can see, there's a lot out there. So how do you leverage that, right? What's in it for you? How can you make it work for your career, especially at this time? So we talk a little bit about leveraging your value, because the concept of value here is two-sided. So there is the value your association provides to you, and then there's the critical value that you bring, both personally and professionally, to the association, to your firm, and to the industry, right? So I always like to ask the question, what is your why? Again, you're joining for a functional reason, but what specifically are you looking for to gain when you engage or join in an association? So again, there are the networking opportunities. You have access to resources, continuing education, professional development, certification assistant. You could simply be wanting to become visible, get your name and your firm's name out there. So people are seeing you and meeting you and getting to know who you are. There are certainly job prospects, again, mentoring programs, or it could be simply you need to recharge or to gain a new perspective. And I love this bullet point because it's not a tangible benefit. but it certainly is one that can really help you to learn and grow as you're part of the association, meeting all these new folks. For me, for SMPS, I was introduced for folks outside of the CM world. So I was meeting the architects and the engineers and, and everybody in the entire industry. So it really helped me to gain a new perspective on how this industry works and collaborates. So again, simply gaining a new perspective on what you're doing, getting you out of your bubble a little bit is really a great benefit of getting engaged with an association. So how do you do that? So it's really important that you develop a plan. If you're going to join an association, be deliberate about it. You can, anyone will take, you can write the check, you can, pay the dues, but you have to have a plan. You have to make, you have to be the one to be proactive about getting the most out of that membership, okay? Your association membership can tie directly in with your career goals. Your current skill sets can determine your timeline of where you want to be. So by taking advantage of your association's resources, you can actually accelerate that timeline. So what you need to do is conduct a self-assessment. Are you highly experienced? Are you somewhat experienced? Do you need to learn? Use the SMART approach. We all know it's specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. And then map where you want to be and when. 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. What will it take? So work with your current association admins. What resources do they have that are in alignment with your goals? And they'll be certainly happy to share that with you. Work with your current managing director at your firm or organization on your growth plan and let them know what the support that you'll need from them. So again, to join, for many, joining an association, you're going to need your firm support. They're paying for it. They're going to be paying for the programs that you attend. They're going to be approving the time that you spend or allocate for the association. So you need their full support. They're also going to want to know what's in it for me. And we'll talk about that too. But so again, be very, verbal about, what you're looking to accomplish, how the association can help you, and really what your long-term goals are for the return on investment for joining the association and becoming engaged. I also recommend, once you are joined and engaged, document your time and costs. Maintain a calendar and a diary of specific activities, of the skills you've developed, of the relationships you've established, of the visibility you've created for your firm. This will make the case for the return on investment for your managing director or whoever you're reporting to. And you can also track your own progress. So again, a great tool. And you can see, what's missing, where you need to fill in the gaps. So really that documentation can provide multiple benefits for you. So I would also recommend submitting those reports on a regular basis with your manager. Don't wait for a yearly review. A whole year goes by and they go, I have no idea what you're doing with this association. What has it done for us? So maybe on a quarterly basis, submit your report. If you need backup from your association to validate the work that you've been doing, absolutely reach out. We'll be more than happy to provide you what you need. And then lastly, I would say, whoops, I went a little too fast here, but that's okay. Keep your LinkedIn profile updated with all your accomplishments, with all your association involvement. Especially if you're, looking for a new job, or just simply building relationships. I mean, that's what, LinkedIn is for. Make sure that profile is up to date, details on everything that you've been doing. If you're on a committee, what that committee has accomplished, what your involvement has been, speaking engagements, whatever it may be. Keep that, put that on your profile. It's really important, because right now you are building your competitive edge. And that's what your association, is here for. That's what we're here for, helping you build that competitive edge and further your career. So any questions at this point? I'm moving a little quickly.
Doesn't look like it, but I was going to say that's actually a really great point that goes back to regarding updating your LinkedIn, because we do, a lot of us sit on committees or do some sort of charitable work, or we do professional development, or I would never think to put that I've, moderated an MBC event, or that I've hosted an SMPS Connecticut event, but that makes sense, because that does show your competitive edge. It rounds out your talent. And if you're in a position where you're looking for another job, or to grow in the industry, or whatever it is, that's a really good point. That's not something I do, so.
Yeah, and then we've also, Anastasia, we were a little bit remiss on, talking about, we have our local associations, our national, but there are certainly regional associations. Yep. Right, we were talking about the Connecticut
yep,
chapter.
SPS Connecticut, yep.
Yeah, and so there are, depending on where you're located, or where you work out of, certainly check into the other regional or chapters that are available for you. And as far as chapters, what they offer can vary, and depending on where they are. So a Florida AGC chapter is very different from the Boston AGC chapter, and offer very different benefits.
Right.
So again, if you do work out of state, or you find that you're out of state more often than not, look into some of those different chapters and see what they offer, and what you can gain from those. So for sure. So in conclusion, and we kind of went through this pretty quickly, but again, it's really important for, if you join the association, get engaged. You got to keep active. I always, when we have a new committee member, or, someone that's looking to get engaged, yes, it is a commitment. You have to be prepared to spend some extra time, whether it's, whether you can manage it during your work day, or whether you have to take some extra time before or after your work day. There definitely is a requirement to, to bring in some, value, and some extra time on the committees, or whatever you're deciding to do. But again, we don't want to turn people away, because if you don't have that bandwidth, we'd like to find a role for you, or something that you can do, that you can manage within your work day. So, reach out to us, but it's important. It really is. And that's where communication comes in. Be vocal. Our best member is a member that reaches out to us, both for AGC, SMPS. I'm sure all the other associations would agree with me. Our best member are the members that we hear from. Mm-hmm. They ask, hey, we noticed you're not doing this kind of program. Is it possible that you could do this program for us? This is a topic that's relevant right now. We love that. I mean, that's what we want to hear. We want to make sure that we're filling in all the gaps, that we're providing you with the information that you do need. So don't be afraid to reach out to us and ask for things, because that's what we're here for. I mean, essentially we're here for. Commitment. And then of course, once you do join and engage, you really do have to stay committed and stay the course. I mean, again, any questions, you know,
Looks
you
like
could,
we have, I didn't mean to interject.
that's okay, great.
What is the AGC meeting about called Topics of the Week? Is it a social event as well?
If you're referring to the Monday forums, so our Monday forums were launched specifically for COVID-19. We actually were running them Mondays and Thursdays, only because it was just such a crazy time, and you know, people had no idea what was going on and what we need to know, and you know, it was the risk-related safety issues, all business issues, you know, everything. So we launched this semi-weekly program, but it's now down to just Mondays at 3 o'clock. And again, it's an open forum. It's not social. It's business related. It's information related. And anything you need to know right now about whether it's running your business, whether it's risk related, if you have concerns, safety issues, you know, opening, reopening. We've answered questions on the SBA loans. We've answered questions, you know, really everything is open game. So if you have something that you need to learn about or questions, again, you can reach out to us, or just you can pop, it's an open Zoom forum. So you can ask questions through the chat feature, or you can certainly raise your hand and ask Ken Rubenstein. The AGC staff is always on the call. We have multiple AGC members, law firms are on the call. We have insurance folks on the call. So there's a lot of industry experts that participate in this call. So, I mean, talk about, you know, instant resource right there for you to help you get through this really difficult time. So I hope that answered your question.
Absolutely. Certainly, it was clear for me.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like we have any additional questions or comments.
Okay. So, you know, again, I appreciate you all being here. I'm very approachable. You know, we all are at the AGC and SMPS. If you're considering joining, or if you're considering getting more engaged, drop me an email, give me a call, and I'll help you work through it, and we'll find something for you that will work for you, and really really support you in your efforts at this time. It's a tough time. You know, we want to, the term is so overused. We mentioned this earlier. We're all in this together. But it is actually true, and take advantage of, you know, the folks that are out there that are willing to help. And you know, let's work together and get through this. Again, I can't reiterate enough, though, that it's really important that when we do get back, that there is something to get back to.
Sure.
Right.
Well said.
So that's what the goal we're going for. So I hope everybody stays safe and healthy.
Don't go anywhere yet.
Oh, right.
Because we're about to play Odd Man Out. I'm gonna make 3 statements that are about the CPSM credential. And one of them is the odd man out.
Okay.
What does the CPSM credential stand for? Which, by the way, is what SMPS offers nationally. Is it A, Certified Professional Services Marketer? Is it B, Certified Professional Sales Marketer? Or is it C, Calcified Precious Stone Manufacturer?
I love that. Actually, it is A.
That's right.
Phew.
Certified Professional Services
If I
Marketer.
didn't get that right, I would have been in big trouble with my SMPS.
Big trouble.
Big trouble.
That's really funny. I know, right? That would have been really funny.
I really would have preferred a Disney question, but that's okay. I'm good.
Well, Lisa, I don't know if you're a fan of Fiona Apple, but I've been playing her nonstop, and everyone so far on this webinar that has been a guest has received the full digital album of her latest album called Fetch the Bolt Cutter. So I will be sending that to you.
Awesome.
And,
not necessary, but appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely.
So much. Yeah, that's awesome.
So This was really great, super informative. When we do the final edit, we'll include AGC Massachusetts, SMPS Boston, both national and regionally. So that way, if you are not in Boston or Connecticut and you're watching this, you can find your local chapter. And we'll also put in Lisa's information as well.
Perfect.
And I just want to say special thanks to our sponsor for today, Goggin Safety. They're a women-owned business, highly recognized in construction safety firm out of Connecticut. And thank you so much, Goggin, for sponsoring. We encourage everyone to visit them at GOGGINsafety.com.
Awesome.
With that, thank you so much. And tune in next week, next Thursday. And I guess have a beautiful Memorial Day weekend, right?
Absolutely.
Is it?
Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you
See you
soon.
soon.